Hey guys, it's your girl Kissing Static. It's been a while since I've done a video. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate your time and your effort in coming here today. Thank you. So I wanted to talk about Jephte and Shawnice from I think it's called Happily Ever After, or it's called Married at First Sight, Happily Ever After. So basically, it's this couple named Jephte and Shawnice, as I said. They appeared on the show Married at First Sight, Happily Ever After. The show basically hooks people up, and when they see each other, that's when they marry each other for the first time. They don't know each other, they just have to get to know each other. Now, you know, the reason why I want to talk about it on my page, and I talk about, like, all my videos are about black stuff, quote unquote black stuff, black, life, anything really. And I wanted to talk about it here because this is a black couple. The reason why it matters so much to not just the black community, I wouldn't say, but the female black community, because it's about black love. And many times the people that are championing for black love is black women. I'm not saying black men don't do it, but you see the distinction in the comment section on YouTube or all of these sites that post it. It's mostly black women commenting, commenting on under this, under these videos about Jephte and Shawnice. And that's something to be said too. That's something to be thought about and ruminated over. That's something to be people should understand that that's who's commenting the most about this marriage. Now, for me, if you haven't been following their story specifically, basically it's they're both very beautiful, around, I believe, around the same age. They both have their own careers. They make their own money. Less than a year, they had a baby. They stayed married, and they're really trying to, do it not just for themselves but for their baby. They're really trying to keep their marriage alive. Now, what it seems to be is that through all this filming, Jephte has seemed very awkward toward this woman, Shawnice. She seemed very he seemed very, like, like he does not want to show her affection. He does not want to be in the same presence. It almost seems like he's in pain around her in a way. Just like, not even like his body language toward her on film. So I don't know what it's like, out of film or whatever, like when it's not being filmed, but his body language toward her is very either anti-negative, or I would even say I would even say, like an acquaintance, like somebody you don't really know. He seems very awkward. Now, that could be because he's a school teacher, if I might understand it right, and he doesn't want to, on film, he doesn't want to show physical, he doesn't want to do anything that might ruin his, image, so he plays it very low key. So that could be one thing that's why he seems so standoffish on camera. Now, the other thing is that he's verbalized that he does not love this woman. Like, and this has been like, and to be fair, people in the comment section of these videos that I read, and in videos that they do, like random people like me do videos on this couple, everybody's called it out even before he had to say it, is that he does not like her. He does not love her. He does not have any affection toward her, really. And it's mostly because of his body language and what he says and what he does. And so now, after it's been about a year of their marriage and they've had a baby, he says he does not love her. He even after all this time, even after a baby, he does not love her. Now, Shawnice, on the other hand, I haven't really talked about her. You could tell she's been hurt by his standoffishness. And it was in the very beginning that she noticed this, but she chose to stay as well. Because nothing's better than having, I'm not going to say nothing's better, but in I feel in a black, not even a black woman's, but in the black community's mind, for a black woman to have a good black man with a good black job, and or good, excuse me, good black job, a good job, you know, and they're positive and they're not technically gay, they're not, and it's seen as a positive in a black woman's life to have this, because this is how we're raised, this is how it's supposed to be, regardless if he truly loves her or not, or if he cheats or not. Like, sometimes it's just he's good looking, it's just she has him, and why give that up when it's so hard to find a good black man for a black woman. So I'm not saying this is her mindset, but when I view them, this is what I think, this is what I understand to be the black community's mindset when it comes to black women in relationships. So the fact that she stayed is not very uncommon, because honestly, I feel like a woman who didn't have that pressure on her would have probably left, because it's very obvious through the what is shown on film that he does not have this affection for her or affinity for her, even after, them having a baby, them choosing to have and keep a baby. And that's so sad. And the biggest reason why it's so sad is because, you know, we don't get to see many images of black love or positive black love. And this is even with the trauma that we're viewing in a way. And when I say trauma, I mean just that Jephte doesn't love Shawnice in the way we would want him to love her, with like all the affection in the world. And when I say we don't get to view black love, what I mean is the world, black community, the media doesn't really show this positive black aspect of love. And so when now we have this image of this black couple, this true blue black couple, where the woman isn't lighter than the husband, or she's either his skin tone or just ever so slightly, but not in such a noticeable way that she looks, you know, biracial or ambiguous. She looks like a black woman. And the thing is that this is sad because, people, especially black women, are rooting for this marriage, especially because it shows that black women can be loved, but because it's not in the proper way of, what we in America view as proper love, which is affection, love, loyalty, which he has cheated on her in the past in a break, if I'm not, or during the time she was pregnant in the beginning, I believe. And viewing their relationship is tugging at everybody's heartstrings because she's not being loved in the proper way that we as Americans say are proper, or we as black Americans say is proper. He might be holding the fort down, like he might be holding a roof over her head, he might love the child, providing for both of them, but he's so standoffish, and we all feel that. We all know what it's, well, not everybody, but many people know what it's like to have a man that does not love you but can still take care of you in a way, I guess. Some people don't even have that, some people have barely that, somebody who just shows their face. But here is like, she has a lot of other things checked off. He has a good job. He's good looking. He's not ugly. He comes from a decent family. Like, but for some reason, it's like, in the media, we just can't show someone to check all those boxes. Have a couple that check off the boxes. Love, you know, you know, um, I guess, uh I guess loyalty, we can't, all those relationship boxes, like they're married, they have a confident love, and it's, it just seems like they're always on the rocks of life, um or of an ending relationship. And it seems like he does not, he loves his child, but he doesn't want to, he wants to just be, chill with her. And that could have, the other thing too is it could be because, you know they got married at first sight. They did not, you know, get they did not get to know each other first. They just kind of jumped into it. And it could have helped for them to date first before they moved in, like date, and really got to know each other. But I feel even if they did date, they still wouldn't have liked each other. And it could be because they're just not a match. But the harrowing truth is it's painful to watch. As a black woman, personally, it is very painful to watch this black woman not get love, because we all are living through these people that we are viewing. And so I want to be very clear, nobody should be mad at Jephte, in a way, because one, Shawnice is accepting this, but Jephte is also showing, not only with his body language, but telling her and telling people, like, with his thoughts and his feelings and his actions, that he does not truly love her in the way a man is supposed to love a woman, like with the romance and the energy. He does not have that energy for her. And a part of me feels like maybe not just this, but maybe black men are no longer the fit for a black woman. And this is just, even though this is just one relationship, and we're trying to salvage black male and female relationships, and I want to even be a little bit more clear. Maybe it's not just that, it's maybe it's just African American male and female relationships aren't working. And it's like, if black men aren't the mates or the matches to black women, then who is the match to black women? And I guess I say that for myself as well, because I see this, and these are the things that I think. Who is supposed to love us? What genre of men? And it's like, with Indian women, most times they marry Indian men, and they stay together forever. And they have these cultures and these communities that keep them together. It's like, I feel like it's different with black people. And you can blame it on a multitude of reasons, but now I feel like we are in a space where we have, a little bit of wiggle room to figure our shit out. And you want to know who is supposed to love you. If it is not a black man, if this black man does not love this black woman, who is supposed to love her? Who is supposed to love me? And I feel like that is why that is also why there's so many black women commenting on these images, or excuse me, there's so many black men that are commenting on these videos and these articles about their relationship, about Jephte and Shawnice's relationship. I'm really happy to have viewed this and to see the comments and all the energy given to this relationship that is on social media, because it truly does matter how black women are being loved in the media, because it spells out a little bit more of what our kin are going to go through, about what we are going to go through, and about what we're going to face. And I truly hope the best for Jephte and Shawnice, but it seems like the overall internet consensus is that they should break up, and they should both be happy, in separately, and raise and co-parent, but that is a decision that they have to make. They want to keep, as far as I understand it, they want to keep, or Jephte, because I haven't really heard from Shawnice, but Jephte wants to keep their relationship going for the child, but he could care less about the mother. Now, I will also say this, is that I seen a comment the other day about how even if he keeps that relationship going, the child, their, I believe, daughter, will, see how the dad is treating the mother, and think that I'm supposed to be treated like that as well, standoffish. And, I'm not saying that that child cannot find true love in the way that we all believe it to be, or should be, but you want to you want to model behavior for your child so that child will know what it's like to truly be loved. And this relationship might not be it. So who knows what will happen. I'm rooting for them overall because, of course, as a Black woman, I want that Black family to stay together for the health of the child and the health of each other. But they should be, I don't know what I hope, honestly. I hope they put successful Black couples, dark-skinned Black couples, African-American couples on TV, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So thank you for listening to Kiss and Static. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.